What's poppin'? Welcome back to Midwest Talks Boxing. We here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciated from everybody. Now, over the weekend, I know I should have recapped this earlier, but my bad. But we here, right? Over the weekend, I watched Abdullah Mason versus Albert Bell. Now, I know the name Abdullah Mason. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you I sat down and watched his fights like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I've seen clips, but I haven't sat down and watched this fight. And then I had to be reminded that the fight was on by my dog Lance, Big Suit and Lance. He texted me watching the fight. I was with my wife chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh. So I had hurried up, went in the living room, cut the fight on, right? So I caught it round 3 on, okay? Round 3 on. I've still got to go back and watch the fight because when I run into certain fighters, when I run into fighters, period, that I like, I go back and watch their fights. So I'm going to go back and watch all these straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, he's 21-0, which is good. 18 KOs. That's a good percentage. You know what I'm saying? So, Abdullah Mason, is he next up? I do think he got the skills. It's always going to be a thing of fighting certain competition when it comes to these fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen a critique of, he's struggling with Albert Bell. You know what I'm saying? He potentially could have lost the fight and all that. And I'm not going to say he couldn't have. But me watching the fight, right? I had text Lance like, he going to have to figure something out, right? But watching it, I never felt like he was out of control of the situation. Like, Albert Bell wasn't hitting up with nothing crazy or nothing like that. And I'm not saying, like, Albert Bell is straight. He not bad from what I seen. But looking at Abdullah Mason, looking at Albert Bell, I'm like, nah, because he wasn't hurting Abdullah at all. He was keeping his distance. He was, handling this, but he wasn't hurting him. And I'm like, once he figured this out, it's gonna be a problem, dog. Like, straight up. The minute he started going to his body, it was over with. It was over with. And he was chopping him. He was chopping his body too. He was tearing him up in that body. I could tell it was hurting him. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the fight was over, he said the reason everything slowed down for him was because he couldn't breathe out his nose, which I'm not going to say he couldn't. Probably was. If you ever got punched in the nose or anything like that, you know how bad that is. I can imagine breaking it. So he probably got a broken nose. You know what I'm saying? He might have a broken nose if that's the case. But I feel like it's them body shots. Them body shots, man, listen, he was giving us some nice licks with them body shots, man. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like Albert Bell put up a good fight, but towards the second half of that fight, I can tell he was gonna get put down. I can just tell, I can sense it. I'm like, no, he gonna get put down, bro. You can see him losing confidence and everything. And Abdullah caught on to that and started attacking him. And he had all that energy too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna say his age because I don't think 33 is old. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I know in athletics, a lot of people say, you in your 30s, you old. No, Albert Bell was in good shape. You know what I'm saying? I just think the body shots was wearing him down. I don't care how old you is. You get clipped with body shots like that, it's going to wear you down. That's one of them, if not the most effective shot in boxing, the body. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people headhunt. You know what I'm saying? And listen, headhunting is effective if you catch them the right way. But there's nothing you can do when you get hit up in your ribs and in your liver, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could train for it, you know what I mean? But that's not you steadily getting hit to the body. That's the number one way to break somebody down in boxing, bro. That's the number one way. Body shots. You know what I'm saying? There's not many that can absorb body shots like that. Not the way Abdullah was throwing the mugs, you know what I mean? So I think, what I seen, he got the skill set to be one of them ones. He got the skills. He got the poise because by him being so young, and for him to be that poise in there like that and didn't get out of pocket and didn't panic because he was down, because he know he was down. He was getting outboxed. You know what I'm saying? The first half of the fight. He knew he was down. But I don't think they would have, honestly, gave Albert Bell the win anyway. I don't think that was anything for him to worry about. He was at home. You know what I'm saying? He was really more so the aggressor here. So I feel like that fight would have went in his direction anyway. You know how boxing judging is. We're not even gonna play these games. Boxing judging is funny style. So I felt like when I was watching, for what I was seeing, I'm like, Bell going to knock him out to win. You know what I'm saying? He going to knock him out, 100%. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that wasn't gonna happen because his punches didn't like it was affecting him like that at all. So, but I'm looking like, yeah, he got the ability, he got the skills. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be beat. Let's be serious here. Anybody can be beat. You know what I mean? If he fights somebody that's more sharper than Albert Bell and things like that, and honestly, what Albert Bell did may have gave somebody like, oh, he struggles with this. That's always something in a fight that the opposition can take from. Like even though he won that fight, you know what I'm saying? The way he was struggling, the opposition could look at that like, okay, he struggles with this. Okay, so if he run into somebody that fights better than Albert Bell, you know what I'm saying, on a higher clip, on a higher level than him, then Abdullah may have a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because if fight somebody in a higher level than Albert Bell that took what Albert Bell was doing and utilized it, but was 10 times better with it, then he have a problem. But then it's all about Abdullah to make the adjustment. That's what greatness is. So I don't see the problem. He showed greatness in this fight. He showed he got the will to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because he was down, he didn't give up, and he knew he had to go get it. So he went and got it. I don't see the problem there. That's what you want to see anyway. Do you want to see somebody dominate all the time? I mean, honestly, you can't make fans happy. I swear to God, you can't. If you dominate, he not fighting no easy competition, or he's not fighting no stiff competition. If you struggle in the fight, is he really ready? Know what I'm saying? All this, man. Like, it's like, which one is it? Which one is it? Do you want to see him against the ropes? Do you want to see your favorite fighter against the ropes and fight through adversity and get the win? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to see him dominate the whole time? I mean, for me, it don't really matter. If you're good enough to dominate the whole time, you're good enough to dominate the whole time. But if you came back, you know what I'm saying, like in a fight like this, where he was clearly losing the fight, you know what I mean? But then came back and then even finished him in the 12th round, which I think was a early stop. But then again, he was still gone. Look, the way he was done, bro. Now, I'm not saying he should have waved it off. He shouldn't have waved it off in the championship fight, but he was done, bro. We seen he was done. The way he came out that 12th round let me know Albert didn't want no more smoke, to be honest with you. He didn't want no more smoke. He's not going to admit that, but you can see it. He didn't want no more smoke. You know what I'm saying? He was done for. And if he would have got back up, the knockout probably would have been brutal, dog. Seriously. Let's be honest. If you watch boxing, you know. He would have got back up. Abdullah was going to come at that man full speed and finish him. So, listen. It is what it is. You know what I mean? He was on his way out. He was on his way out. Was it a bad stoppage? Yes, but he was still on his way out. So either way it goes, I mean, he wasn't surviving that round, bro. You know what I'm saying? Abdullah didn't look tired at all. My man's looked gassed and everything. So he was going down. He wasn't surviving that 12th round, dog, at all. He wasn't surviving it. I think everybody that watched that knew that. It's just the referee just sped up the process, which I think he shouldn't have done. But then again, you could debate, well, the health of the fighter. Listen, when you're a fighter, you know what you signed up for. You know what I'm saying? You know what you signed up for. All right? So, yes, safety of the fighter, but if you want to get up and continue, it's up to your corner to stop that, throwing the flag and all that. I don't agree with the referee got to have an eye on, protecting the fighter too. So maybe the referee seen like, nah, you nah. Which I'm not the ref. I'm not in there. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know, you got to use discernment here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was about to get put down bad. He was about to get put down bad. So, I mean, yeah, bad stoppage, I guess, but then you can also say he was trying to protect him from more damage. You know what I'm saying? You can say that too. I mean, is he wrong for that necessarily? Because if something happens to him, like, for example, somebody have a brain bleed. I'm not saying it was to that degree, but somebody have a brain bleed near some critical concussion. Then it's like, oh, boxing's too brutal. Oh, the ref should have been. You can never make anybody happy, dog. Oh, why didn't his corner look out for him by throwing in the towel? Oh, why didn't the referee? He's supposed to know when the, you know what I mean? Like, so he stopped it early. It is what it is. He was out though. He was done. So like I said, he wasn't surviving that. So whatever. Abdullah was about to win that fight, bro. Point blank. So I think from what I seen, he got the tools. He got the tools to be great. He made adjustments like you supposed to. He didn't go and get down on himself. He didn't look confident there. He looked confident the whole way through. Like he was trying to figure it out. And that's something you want to see in a young fighter. You know what I'm saying? You want to see that. You don't want to see him get frustrated and start doing dumb stuff in there. Because you have some fighters that would do something like that. Like, for example, I love Zab, but when Zab get frustrated, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Zab get frustrated in the fight and he losing, bro, he be out of pocket. He'd get out of pocket and cost himself even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd lose focus and get out of pocket. That's one of Zab's kryptonites. When he's losing or when he's frustrated, I don't know, he just unravels in there. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who watches Zab know that. You know what I mean? Zab has all the tools. He had all the tools to be one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion, one of the greatest welterweights, period, right? But if what will hold him up is the fact that he's never really composed in there. Because I think, some of them losses could have got trimmed down if he was composed in there. He got everything you want as a boxer. Honestly, the mental, he just don't stay composed in there. It's my only thing about Zab. Zab is great. So I didn't see that with Abdullah. What I seen with Abdullah was he was composed, knew he was down. He like, no, all right, I gotta make this adjustment and do what I gotta do. He wasn't reckless in there or nothing. So big salute to Abdullah Mason. Yeah, he got as long as he's focused, because he's young, very young. So hopefully he don't lose focus and nothing like that. You know what I mean? I just say this: he got the tools. He got the tools in the shed. Will he use them? Right? He got the tools in the shed. Will he use them? That's all, because he got it. It's all on him to stay focused. It's all on him to stay dedicated. When it comes to fighting certain competition, that has something to do with, man, listen, boxing don't work the way people think it do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you want to see him fight certain guys, but guys have you want to fight him, then you got to have, the promoters and all that kind of nonsense, then this. You know what I mean? It's all complicated to build a fight and all this. You know what I mean? So, two fighters can accept it, but then, you got the guys behind the scene arguing about the pay, the cuts, and all this kind of, all this, rehydration, all kind of stuff, man. It's so much nonsense that is making a fight. It's all this other stuff that goes into making a fight that make fights not happen, fam. So hopefully he don't run into a lot of that, you know what I mean? But we'll see. But Abdullah Mason, he got what it takes to be great. I'm gonna say that. He got what it takes to be great, you know what I mean? And I like the fact he's from the Midwest. Roger Mayweather said all the best boxers is from the Midwest. Yep, and I'm gonna roll with that. Rest in peace to Roger Mayweather. He said the best fighters is from the Midwest. I'm not gonna say he lying. Even though it's Ohio. Even though he's from Ohio, and I don't like that. But you know what I'm saying? That's still Midwest. So I'm always gonna roll with the Midwest at all times. At all times. I'm never going to go against the Midwest. I'm always going to ride with the Midwest. So if Abdullah fighting somebody that's not from the Midwest, I'm rolling with Abdullah Mason. If Abdullah Mason is fighting somebody from Michigan, then hey man, you know what it is. You understand? You know what I'm saying? You understand? You know what I mean? I'm always going to roll with the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to roll with the crib. Thick and thin, right? But I'm always going to roll with the Midwest. Thick and thin as well. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm always gonna rep home. So big salute to Abdullah Mason. He did a great job this weekend. I meant to get to this earlier, but my bad. But he did a great job. He looked great in there. You know what I'm saying? He showed greatness. That's what you want to see in a fighter. So I have no complaints about what I seen from him. As long as he just stay focused, he's gonna be one of them ones. He's very young still, so only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Only time will tell. But it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe to the content. Greatly appreciate from everybody. Peace.